And just as quickly as it was beginning, it was about to end because I just accidentally clicked end broadcast. But luckily, I caught it before I ended the stream right when it started. So, welcome everybody. Thank you so much for taking the time to come and hang out. It is so great to see all you beautiful people. Now, my apologies. I was over on the Tactical Turkeys stream. We were kind of doing a debrief, having a conversation of the weekend of training that we just went through. We just did intermediate pistol on Saturday, and then we did advanced gunfighter on Sunday, and it was a blast, no pun intended. Actually, to the two guys that did not run cans on Sunday, it was a blast. To me, it was more of a but still, it was a great time. Really had a great time. Dude Knowledge is an excellent instructor. I had a lot of solid guys there. And Hat Creek, great instructor. Dust is awesome. To everyone that was there, Rio Tactic, man, everyone was awesome. Even you, Pablo, even you. Anyway, let's go ahead and get started. Great to see all you guys. You'll see today, I'm actually rocking the Gideon Optics shirt because I got a surprise package today from Gideon, and I was pumped to see that, man. Thank you. I mean, Bob, everyone at Gideon Optics, like, you just send me a shirt. Well, we'll talk about it in a minute. Anyway, let's go ahead and welcome all of our channel members. I appreciate you guys coming and hanging out. So first in the chat this evening was Toy Town Inc. Toy Town Inc. also a channel member. Thank you so much for coming and hanging out. You, sir, get a high five. Of course, we got BV Luminous, also a channel member. Appreciate you coming in and hanging out, my guy. And BV Luminous has been lighting up the chat. Love it. Dangle Matt, what's up, brother? Another channel member. Let's see who else we got. Oh, Toy Town Inc. said he needed to go eat dinner, then come back. That's all right. We'll be here. We'll be here. Testing. 1, 2, 3. What's up, brother? Another channel member. Man Against the Masses, our resident meme artist. We love him. Glad you're here. a new GIF on my IG. Of course, there always is. There's always something, either a new meme or a new GIF or Giphy or whatever you call them. I love it. You're awesome. Johnny Ba, what's up, brother? Another channel member. Great to see you. We got Z, my guy. What's up, man? Another channel member. Thanks for coming and hanging out. Let's see who else we got. Hey, Kurt 24. Man, Kurt, actually, I'm surprised you weren't anywhere near first this evening. Usually you're like lightning, you just strike and you're in there. Kurt 24, another channel member. Great to see you. Lighting it up with names too, my guy. That's what's up. Let's see, we got Johnny Ba. We got Shana member. Get it? See what I did there? Doo-doo-ts. DLD is still over on the Tactical Turkeys Live. Thank you, Shauna, for doing stuff like that. That's why you guys are awesome. You are the dopest community in the world. I appreciate all you guys so much. Okay, so we got Shauna, we got Z, we got Johnny Ba, BV Luminous, Kurt 24, Johnny Ba, testing 1 2 3. Hey, Rusty Shackelford, what's up, brother? Good to see you. Another channel member. And let's see who else we got this evening. Okay, so hold on. So first off, I actually was not punishing a McFlurry while waiting to go live. I was talking to the guest, and I have had one McFlurry in the last year, since last August, and that was only because my daughter had never had one. So I let her try a McFlurry. All right, terrible idea. It's not even anywhere remotely close to real ice cream. But hey, you know what? I did it. I'm an honest man. Mike McClune, what's up, brother? Another channel member, my guy. Thanks for coming and hanging out. Gabber, what's up, Gabber? Another channel member. Sport Brand, what's up, brother? Our favorite mod, another channel member. Great to see you. Let's see. And he said, "Oh, 3D Arms is on. Let's go. Let's get it." All right, who else we got? Mike McClune, Johnny Barr, Sport Brand, BB Luminous, Joe Morris. What's up, brother? Another channel member. Great to see you. Let's see. Sport Brand, Joe Morris, Mike McClune, Rusty Shackelford, Blue Curtain Burner. What's up, brother? Good to see you. Another channel member. S. Armitage. I always called you Armitage. Is that wrong? Is it Armitage or is it Armitage? I always call you Armitage, like a mirage. That's that's all I know. Armitage, like a mirage in a garage. Jeff Cron, what's up, brother? Great to see you. Another channel member. We got JC9. What's up, my guy? Too Many Choices. Which, guys, I started watching some of Too Many Choices videos, and let me just say, he takes being right very seriously. Okay. I just want to say that he put out some videos like, actually, Dark, on this episode of this, you said this, and you were correct about this, but you were, I was like, whoa, all right, that's committed. I love it. And I appreciate being corrected because I like to deliver accurate information. So thank you. Too Many Choices. If you guys haven't, go check out his videos, man. Super based. JC9, another channel member. Obviously, Too Many Choices, also another channel member. Let's see who else we got. Zanti Misfit, what up? Good to see you. Another channel member. We got John Crump Live, another channel member, who also gave 60 channel memberships away. I say actually right here, 75 memberships gifted this month. Oh, that's right, through the other streams too. Yo, John Crump Live, you're killing it. You're killing it. I actually was thinking of doing a contest about, how many gifted memberships for, I got some really dope things coming in, but I was like, man, it's not fair. Crump would just immediately win everything. But I'll figure a way out to do something cool like that. John Crump, obviously a channel member as well. Appreciate you. Jason, what's up, brother? Another channel member. We got Zanti. We said what's up to Zanti. Too Many Choices. Kurt 24, Armitage, Jason. Let's see, Z. Who else we got up in here? Sorry, I'm all the way back in the back. Hold on, my chat's gonna refresh in a minute. Kurt 24, Too Many Choices. Hey, Jeff Cron, member for 20 months. You got a McFlurry and you got McFluffy. Or no, you you get a McFlurry and you get McFlurry. I don't know if I get that, but I used to call them McFuzzies. I have no idea why. I just used to call them that. Let me get my chat rolling up here. Dude, knowledge, man. You missed the whole part where I was giving you props for being an excellent instructor. Tech Money, what's up, brother? Appreciate you coming in. Another channel member. Who else we got? Kurt 24, BB Luminous, Shiny Bar, Tech Money. Tech Money says, salute. Constitutional Carpenter, my guy. What's up, brother? Good to see you. Jeff Cron, Kurt 24. I'm just catching up here. Sport brand, too many choices. Kurt 24, Armitage. Johnny Ba. Dang. Hey, Tactical Turkeys is the last Infinity Stone. I didn't even know what that was. I thought it was a Lord of the Rings thing or something. Moose 47. What's up, bro? Good to see you. Another Chinamemba. And hit 100. Whoa! Oh my God! Stop playing, dude. John Crump just gifted 20 channel memberships. Oh my God! Then he gifted another 5 memberships, bro. Are you serious? Yo, Crump, man. Okay, yeah, I'm like baffled, dude. I was absolutely not expecting that, bro. Thank you, man, Crump. Thank you so much, and please don't gift any more memberships. You've given so much, dude. Thank you, and please, you've done enough, man. I appreciate you so much. You're the man. Thank you. And man, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm work out a way to be able to give this stuff away. But we got to go ahead and get the guest on here in a second. So let me finish. Kurt 24, Sport Brand Armitage. Come out in PLA. What's up, my guy? Another channel member. Appreciate you. And everyone show Crump some love in the chat for supporting the channel, man. That's awesome, man. Crump, you're the man. Martin Kaminsky, what's up, brother? Fed roll call. What's up, brother? Another channel member. Jeff Cron, Sport Brand, BB Luminous, come on PLA. Too many choices. Too rich. Hey, too rich is now channel member. Look at that. I guess I could try to read off all the people that are now channel members because of John Crump, but Crump, you're crushing it, man. I appreciate you so much, man. Thank you. You don't have to do that, and you still chose to, and I appreciate it. Night Strike is also now a channel member. What's up, Night Strike? Great to see you. JC9, Shauna, Sport Brand, S Armitage Z, come on PLA. Let's see. I want to make sure I didn't miss anybody. Martin Kaminsky, Crump Demand. I know, right? 308. I like that name. That's fire. That's fire. I mean, obviously it's 308. I don't see Men Against the Masses on Instagram. Is it a different name? Otto Whack, what's up, brother? Good to see you. You know what? Masses, put your Instagram handle in there. I'm actually not sure what it is right offhand. I actually uploaded my GIF as a YouTube short, my only content. Wow. Okay, there you go. Easy. One click away. One click away. Let's see. What are the channel members we got on here? Too many choices. Z, Shauna. Oh my God, the chat is moving so fast. It's hard to catch. Let me see. Crump rules. Yeah. No need to thank me. No, man. I absolutely have to. I appreciate you, man. It means a lot for real. Let's see. Jeff Cron, Shauna, Too Rich, Armitage, John Crump Live. Okay, and of course the honorable mentions. We got G23, we got Dude Knowledge, the excellent instructor I was referring to from Intermediate Pistol and Advanced Gunfighter, and it was a blast. G23, what's up, brother? Great to see you. Tactical Turkey's up in here as well. My guy, I wonder if Big Fish Little Boat is up in here. Deform Baby, what's poppin'? Silverback, USMC. Did the turkeys say to come up in here and show some love? Thank you. I appreciate all y'all. D Global, what up? USMC, Howard J. Hayseed, what's going on, everybody? Great to see you guys. Crumpy's winning, I know, right? All right, so let's go ahead and get it popping. So, Tier 9 LARPerator, what's up, brother? Good to see you. I'm a dirty civilian. Yes, that's how we do it. You know it, man. Dirty civilian is the way, the truth, and the light. And that's probably bad that I said that. Anyway, moving on. Okay, so we have a really exciting stream tonight. I don't know if you guys find things like apple pie delicious, or maybe even apple fritters. Maybe you just like to, pet bobcats. Whatever it is, we got it for you tonight. Oh my God. And Rudy Finney just gifted 10 channel memberships. Yo, holy moly. Grand Life AJ, Roy Munson, Angry Sarge. Hold on. Who else? It's not showing all of them. CNT Designs and Arms. What's up, brother? Great to see you. Angry Sarge was gifted a man. You guys are doing too much, man. Thank you all so much. Woo, choked on my own moisture. Thank you all so much. I appreciate all of you guys. And to not keep my my guests waiting back here anymore, I would love to be the one, the only one on this stream to introduce you to the one, the only 3D Arms.
What's up, boys?
What's up, brother? Thank you for joining us. I appreciate you coming on and hanging out again.
Fantastic to be here.
Bro.
This is also a Gideon Optics shirt, it turns out.
What?
So we're basically twins right now.
Dang.
From the Makers match, but that right there, that's Gideon Optics, baby.
Ayo, dang, you got the super special exclusive merch.
Limited edition.
That's what's up. That's what's up. I would like to also point out I'm rocking an MD Arsenal hat. Shout out to MD Arsenal for hosting the training I was at. Yeah, man. So for the people, you've been on the show a couple times. We love having you on. You are just a gem to the firearm and firearm building community. Let everyone know, for the people that may not know who you are, let everyone know who you are, what you do, and where they can find you.
Yeah. I am 3D Arms. I design firearms. I pretty much just do 3D printed stuff. A little bit of Dremel work, but that's about as far outside of 3D printing I go.
He's a certified Dremel smith.
Certified Dremel smith. Yeah. I got the scars to prove it.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. What else? You can find me on Instagram. That's probably where I'm most active. I'm also on Twitter. I'm kind of new to Twitter. I'm not very good at it, but
I'm not good at it either.
Yeah. I think my camera's not focusing. That's okay.
I can see you beautifully.
Yeah.
Oh my God. John Crump just gave another 5 memberships away. Holy moly. Crump, thank you, brother.
That puts him at 100, doesn't it?
I think over 100, 105 or something like that.
Dang.
Dude,
touch
Crump.
My camera.
Yeah, you've done so much, brother. You please don't. Oh my God, G23 finally got it. Okay, then that was the last one. Okay, G23 finally got gifted a channel membership. That's awesome. Mike McClune, channel member for 16 months, says channel member 16 months. That's awesome. That's awesome. So my apologies. So they can find you on Instagram, and it's what, 3D_arms, I think?
3D_arms, because Instagram doesn't allow spaces.
Yeah.
Unlike weird. Twitter, which has Twitter spaces.
Killing it. Nice. So some of the things that you want to kind of give an idea of some of the things that you've created? Developed, created. Wait, you know what I mean.
The first thing that people kind of, noticed, recognized me for was I made a lower for 50 BMG uppers. Basically like the Safety Harbor or the Ligamec Big Kahuna guns. They make 50 uppers that go on AR lowers. So I redesigned an AR lower to handle specifically the way that does recoil, because it's very different from how a normal AR does. And that's kind of where everybody noticed me. My next project was the Apple Pie. And I did that with Middleton Made, who I'm sure you all know. If you don't, change that. And it's a pump action AR-15. Any of the AR calibers, pump action. It's really fun because it's super quiet.
Yeah.
You put a can on that, 300 blackout. I actually did a video with PSR recently.
I saw that, man. You're famous now, basically. I mean, you do a video with Print Shoot Repeat, and like that's it, man. Do you know how excited I got when you jumped out the woods like that? I was like, yes. If you guys haven't seen that video, you need to check it out. It's on Print Shoot Repeat's YouTube channel, and if you know 3D Arms and you know PSR, when you watch those two together, you're gonna have a blast. Thirsty Colt brother, shout out to you, and John Crump live contributing more. $2 super chat, thank you. He says, Sir Isaac Yankum. I don't know. That's probably some kind of dick joke that I just don't get, but thank you, I guess. And also, it's good to see you, Thirsty Colt. It's been a long time. Yeah, so check out the video that 3D Arms is in, because he kills it, and he totally on purpose put around in the chamber during the
Oh man.
video as well.
Yeah, that was awkward.
So
Um,
for all the people probably thinking a pump action AR, why would I ever? So you've explained one of the benefits. Obviously, suppressing a pump action 300 blackout with subsonics is like movie quiet.
wild.
Yeah, it's literally like subsonic 22 LR quiet. It's nuts.
It does not sound like a gun.
Yeah,
Like if you haven't been around a lot of it and you heard it, you wouldn't think anything. You'd be like, "Oh, it's a noise."
yeah, yeah. Just
It's really cool.
chunk.
Um,
Actually, I have a story we can get to later about a suppressed firearm fired in very, very close proximity to someone that it's actually, I guess, a little bit of a sad story, but we'll touch on that later. Just yeah, sometimes it's so quiet, it just has no signature that sounds even remotely close to a firearm.
you don't like it doesn't grab your attention.
Yeah.
Like if you hear an engine backfire, you might be like, "Wait, was that a gun?" But like
Yeah.
you hear suppressed 300 blackout, it doesn't register.
Yeah,
If
like was that a
if you're
trash
not like
can
looking
lid?
for it, yeah,
Yeah.
like it could literally it's amazing.
Like
I
was
mean,
that a
there's YouTube videos, you can find it. But so the original apple pie was kind of long. It required a barrel that was 10 and a half inches,
mhm,
which for 300 blackouts a little silly. Um, and so I was like, you know what? Let's see how short I can get this and have it still
mhm,
function. And so the apple fritter, a play on the apple pie, it's just a much smaller apple pie. And you can go as short as 7 inches with your barrel, which is
nice.
very good for 300 blackout. So that's just like a little extra thing that yeah
There
that
she
I'm
is.
working on right now. There's a beta for it. If any of you are interested in doing it, send me a message on whatever platform, and I'll get you hooked up.
So, I'm interested. I know obviously you're still working on things. You're going through beta testing, which for those that aren't familiar, we got a lot of people here that, just shoot, production guns. We got a lot of people that build guns and a lot of people that print guns. But for those that don't know, beta testing is basically the what semifinal set of testing.
Yeah, it's like so there's alpha testing, which is get it to work and get it
Hmm.
in a vaguely similar to its final state.
Hmm.
Beta testing is fine tuning. So if you were to buy like the difference between a crappy unreliable gun and a really nice reliable gun dimensionally, that could be like, a quarter millimeter here and
Yeah,
a few thou there. And so if you have something that works, that doesn't mean it works well. And so you need a bunch of people to make it and give you feedback so you can fine tune it as best as you can. So you're getting a good product out there that anybody can build and anybody can have a good result with.
yeah.
Um, because like my first version of the apple fritter, which is actually I brought and shot with PSR, it had
Hmm.
some big issues, which you'll see on the video if you watch it.
Yeah.
Um, but it's better now and it's getting better still.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of the beauty of it, right? Like being able to oh, did I just hold on. Uh, There we go. Okay, let me bring it back here. So this is a picture you posted. Now this is the apple fritter and the or no, both of these are the 9 mil.
Or here, let me share my screen and I'll just show you like in the CAD
Perfect.
if I can figure out how.
Beautiful. Interesting thing here. One night we pulled up CAD and we were doing like stippling stuff and they uh they nuked my stream because they said it was showing a firearm. I was like, "What?" Crazy. Oh, and I would recommend if you are you still there?
Yes. I'm trying to figure out how to get it to show my screen because it's
This
showing the background, but
what I
it's
would do is so click to unshare your screen real quick and I would open up like exactly what you want to show and then once that's open, then go to present, and then go to share screen, and then do share screen, and then select either a tab or a window as opposed to showing the whole screen. That way, like, your vehicle registration doesn't pop up and stuff like that.
Okay.
Yeah. Agorizer, what's up, brother? Mark Tucka, where are you at? I didn't see him. Ah, here it is. Okay. Bingo. Look at her.
Okay. So this right here
Mhm.
is the apple pie, and your barrel has to be 10.5 inches.
Yeah.
But here we have, and let me go ahead and make the apple pie invisible. Here we have the apple fritter.
Is
And
this
so,
Fusion or what is this?
yeah, this is Fusion 360, and it's a
Fusion.
free
Okay.
program, or there's a free version. So if you guys want to like look into CAD, Fusion 360 is a great way to do it.
Nice.
Basically, what I did is I made so the pump can actually go back all the way to the lower, and it actually extends forward a little bit over where your threads are. So,
Okay.
like, if you look here, our
Mhm.
threads are actually recessed.
Ah, interesting.
And so this is 1.3 inches. And
Wow.
so this
And you
here is
opened
big
it
enough
up?
around for a
Y
suppressor.
Yeah,
Sorry, what?
that's actually exactly what I was gonna say. It looks like you opened it up enough to be able to kinda almost have the integrally suppressed look to it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Um, and so your barrel has to be 7 inches, which
Mhm.
is not too bad. So like if you're doing like 5.56 and want to like really blow fireballs, 7 inch barrel, booyah. If you're
Yeah.
doing 300 blackout and you want it whisper quiet, 7 to 9 inches is kind of where you want to go. That's like you can go much shorter. Not with this, but with 300, you can go shorter, but you definitely lose a lot of performance
Yeah.
below about 6 inches.
Yeah, there's a bunch of guns that kinda came out that, are like the 5.5 and, I mean, there's, a bunch out there, right? But, um, I do think kind of 8.5 and 7.5 to 8.5 are definitely a sweet spot for 300 blackout.
Yeah. Yeah. I usually buy 8 inch barrels.
Mhm.
But honestly, they're all pretty good around that range.
Yeah. Dude, that's what do you think that and there's another, there's a bunch of stuff we gotta hit about this, but what do you think? Do you think there's ever a possibility that maybe with a pistol caliber carbine that you could go shorter? Or, like, maybe, the, uh, the pump portion, is there even a possibility of it being shrunken down, or would that not have enough rigidity to withstand the, constant pumping, this action?
So if you want, and we're all very good at that.
Oh, yeah.
Um,
I
if you want it shorter, so there's pump and there's straight pull. So basically, this is our charging handle, this right
Mhm.
here. However, if you were to put your charging handle directly on the bolt, so like, whoop, you know, right here,
Mhm.
um, then you could get it even shorter. And so for that, there's a project that's already out that does that. It's the Monarch. Um, it's it actually released with the apple pie, and so the Monarch is it can be pump and it can be straight pull. They have options for both, but this one can't. The apple pie and the apple fritter can't be straight pull, but with the
Mhm.
Monarch, designed by Swarmtech, who I saw is in the chat actually,
Yeah, I
you
just saw
can
that too.
you can have your charging handle directly on your bolt. And so you really don't need any length. He is. I can confirm that as well.
Trust the
And
science.
he's a certified cutie pie too. Um,
Certified.
but yeah, with the Monarch, you could do like a 2 inch barrel and it would work. And you don't have
Dang.
to worry about cycling the weapon. And so like super short gas system, no gas system, like you're fine. You could buy like a
Wow.
16-inch barrel, take a hacksaw, get it whatever length you want it.
Nice. Dude, that's this is an incredible design, and I think some of the things that are most notable about this is that people are probably like, "Oh, cool. I could, throw that on them." Guys, the lower is 3D printed and the upper
The upper.
is 3D printed. And what else would you say is notable about this specific design?
This right here, the bolt carrier, there's a
Mhm,
slightly new version of it that I'm working on. Um,
mhm.
the bolt carrier is 3D printed. And
I'm
so
sorry, did you just say that the bolt carrier is fucking
no.
3D printed?
So this build is so cheap and there's so much plastic and it just works.
Yeah.
Because if you know anything about ARs, you know that the barrel has the locking mechanism in it. So the barrel and your
Mhm.
bolt lock together. And when that weapon fires, nothing else matters because it's locked closed. And so your carrier, you could make a carrier out of jello and it would be fine. I
Yeah,
mean, you wouldn't be able to cycle it, but the gun would fire once just fine and it wouldn't break. And so printed carrier, printed upper, printed lower, you can print a brace or a stock, printed handguard. Um, I mean, you can find barrels for as cheap as like $60 on Primary Arms sometimes.
yeah,
I found BCGs on there for 50 even. And so you're like 110 at a lower parts kit, 150.
yeah.
I mean,
You're
that's a very
sub 200
inexpensive.
bucks.
That's a very cheap rifle caliber gun.
Yeah.
Like that's
I
wild.
mean, especially being able to run, for the guys out there that guys and gals, sorry, that have cans. I mean, dude, you're able to run a rifle caliber carbine very, very quietly for sub $200, and then all you have to do is print one of those fake holosuns that you just kinda look through, right? And
Yeah,
then you're
there's
solid.
some
You
printed
don't even
iron
need
sight
sights.
options.
Yeah, and of course, there's a bunch of iron sights too. I just kinda joking about that, but I mean, man, you're gonna sink more into whatever optic you get unless you get, like, a Pinty or something. Get a
Mhm.
Gideon Optics red dot, and
They're
you're
surprisingly good.
oh,
And they're
yeah.
for how inexpensive they are, like it's understandable to be a little skeptical, but it like looking through it, the reticle is a lot nicer than my Romeo 5s. I'd put
Mhm.
it close. It's on par with my Holosuns, but
So
it blows my Romeo 5s out of the water, like no question.
So I'm just taking apple pie and 50 BMG. That's a good idea. Uh, I just took that down for a second. I just want to show you guys. So I've actually had now maybe I got a bunch of Holosuns and a bunch of other red dots, but I will say I don't know if it's just my eyesight or what, but the emitters they're using I don't know. It
They're
is
crisp.
super
Makes
crisp.
no sense.
I usually have a tough time, like, whenever I have kinda starbursts, and, today in my package, like I was saying earlier, I got my Gideon Optics shirt finally, been waiting for that for a while, and, I was surprised to find that they also sent over the Mediator, which is an AR height, optic, but you can also remove the mount that it comes with, by the way, and you can mount this. It is an 8-point acro mount red dot that, I may have a slide that I'm working on, with some guys, that you can literally do a direct mount for the acro style mount, like directly on it. So I'm working on some things, guys. So keep an eye out for what you're going to see in the future. But man, I've been really impressed. I need to actually put them on a gun that I'm going to go do work with and kind of see how well they do getting beat up. But from what I see, from what Puting has put out, um, he said I didn't mean to send that to you. Dang. All right. Well, dang. Just kidding. This is one I bought. But yeah, I got some stuff I'm working on, and if this goes well, Putang, don't feel bad. I'm probably going to be buying like 20 of these. So it's a long story. Oh, nice. Is that the alpha?
Uh, yes.
Nice.
I'm trying to see if it can focus through here.
Oh,
Yeah,
almost had it.
I need it to focus on me so you can see the. I don't think I'm gonna be able to show you, but
Yeah, it's tough. Honestly, the reticle I have on my alpha is crazy crisp. It's I can see it a little bit better than my Holosuns, my primary arms, even in RMR. But everyone's eyes are different, you know. So, but how did that hunk get one? Didn't you? That was at the makers match, you said, or did you buy one, or?
some cutie sent it to me. I'm actually I'm probably gonna buy the Acro one you have there because I've
Yeah,
been wanting to get like an enclosed emitter.
yeah,
I have a Glock 19 that I've been meaning to get milled for an Acro mount for kind
nice.
of a while now. And so I'll probably try that because I like that it's an enclosed emitter. I feel like for CCW, it'd be nice
Yeah,
because I don't know. I just worry about belly button lint
mm,
getting up inside of there,
yeah. I got a
which,
lot of that.
yeah, I mean, look at this stuff.
Oh,
I'm
that's
a belly
great.
button lint factory.
So this is the mediator is the one with the acro footprint, and it's dope because it comes with the mount to where you can just throw it on your AR, or you can take it off and mount it directly on the slide of a Glock. I would love to throw this on a 19, or I'm gonna end up putting it on a 17 and a 34 and kind of do some testing with it. But yeah, I'm pumped. Can't wait. Can't wait.
Do you want some snacks?
Oh
I
yeah,
brought
sure.
I brought
Slide
enough
them
to share. Yeah,
slide
dude.
them through on the lower
Yeah.
side. So, yeah, the judge is dope too. I've heard a lot of great things about that. The judge is the RMSC cut. So for like 43X, Hellcat, Sig 365s, those kinds of things, it's perfect for that. So walk me through kind of what inspired you to tackle that design, or was there another firearm that kind of inspired you to do it, or what kind of brought you to this point? I know you've been working on it for a while, but I'm just curious.
Yeah. So the inspiration for the apple pie as a whole. Um, so one day I was just looking at the AR-15 in CAD and I was like, okay, we're printing lowers. Some people are working on printing uppers.
Mhm,
We kind of have handguards a little bit too. That's a little more iffy, but kind of.
mhm,
What's like a piece that's not being printed that could be printed? And so I was like, the bolt carrier, it's not under stress when it's firing, it's only under stress when it's cycling.
mhm,
And so I was like, if I was to make it uh, you know, initially I was actually thinking straight pull. If I was to make it straight pull, you could have a bolt carrier made out of anything and it'd be fine.
yeah,
And so I was doing that and I had like a little prototype of it. And I was chatting with Kurt from KK. He's one of the
mhm,
guys there. KK, they make mostly AR parts. They make some other stuff too.
yeah, yeah,
And
good they're good company.
they're a good company. They make good stuff for a very reasonable price.
Yeah, but I
Um,
heard if you do guys out there, if you do actually purchase something, please stop putting code PSR in over at KK Industries because they're having to pay out a bunch of discounts, and it's just it's not worth it, guys. Just don't put that code in the website. Okay.
don't use code PSR.
Yeah,
Um,
please do not. They're
yeah,
sick of all the savings and free shipping and all the stuff. Just
10% off.
I know, God. And I heard
Ugh.
that they have like some 4.75-inch barrels for like basically nothing after the discount. So guys, definitely don't do that.
Yeah,
Shout out to PSR, who's actually come on the show before too. He's a really good dude.
he's a cool guy. Um,
Hmm.
and so I was chatting with him, and he was like, I've made a straight pull, and he was talking about how with like higher power cartridges,
Hmm.
pulling it after you fire is actually kind of tough because
Mm.
the brass sort of forms inside of there real tight,
Yeah, it expands a little
and
bit.
like unlocking that bolt and actually getting the brass out is kind of difficult.
Hmm.
And so he tells me that, and I was like, well, we just need something to like, let you really get your crank on it. And I was like,
Yeah.
oh my gosh, pump action. If I made it pump action, you could do it. And so that's why that's where the pump came from.
Nice.
And uh initially it looked super ugly. I mean, it just super bland and boring. And then I got with Middleton Made, who
Mhm.
honestly, if you see something Middleton has worked on, it's a Middleton Made product. Just because he has this aesthetic that like it's almost like there's like a trademark or something. Like you see it and you automatically know. Like
Wasn't
it's like with
and
Apple products. You can see an Apple product and be like, "Oh, that's an Apple product," even if you don't know what it is.
so I may be
Middleton
going
Made is
crazy, but
gorgeous.
tell me this. It wasn't that grip out and wasn't that called the apple pie prior to the or is that
Um,
grip most notable from being part of the apple pie?
so he released it. He released the grip during like as we were working on this, and he was like, "Yeah, this is the apple pie grip." And so
Ah,
like calling it the apple pie, but also saying it's the grip for the apple pie. Um,
it kind
it's
of
a really
became
popular grip,
yeah,
especially
yeah.
with like shorter length of pull things because it's very vertical.
Mhm.
Shorter length of pull things, it's really good aesthetically. I think
Yeah.
it's
Oh, yeah,
fun,
it's a gorgeous grip. It's
gorgeous.
very, you can tell right away when you see it, right? Like when I see it on, other shows and I see it on Instagram, I'm like, oh, that's the apple pie, because I just always thought that it was called the apple pie, and I was like, oh shit, the whole gun is the apple pie, so it's just
Mhm.
something I kind of thought of, and I wasn't sure if that, was released initially on purpose or, later. But, dude, I'm blown away that so much of this, almost all of this, is printed aside from the barrel and bolt.
Yeah.
So, guys, for people that are just tuning in,
You can print the fire control group if you want.
yeah,
I've done it on some of them.
I've seen some dudes out there printing the fire control groups and all like that. This is coming so far now. Are you running like, are you doing like CF12 nylon or like glass fit? Like, what are you doing for
Um, I do. It was tested. The so I didn't do. I'm not the one who designed the fire control group.
Mhm.
But when it was designed, they tested in PLA plus. But I pretty much just I've printed all of them in nylon.
Wow.
Nylon handles impacts better.
Yeah. Wow. That's incredible, man. And guys, you could print mags with it. So,
Mhm.
I mean, you're all in all, right? We're looking at this pump action, uh 556 300 blackout, whatever. You could probably do 762 by 39,
Yeah,
maybe. Yeah.
and that compresses really well. So I've done 458 SOCOM.
Oh, that's right.
Um, you can if you can get a barrel AR-15 pattern barrel and bolt, you can make it happen.
Dude, that just you're opening the doors like for everyone, because this is also um lawful in some places
Yeah.
where semi-autos you know are restricted, maybe.
If you do a rifle length upper, um, the upper is totally legal in all 50 states. Not legal advice to the best of my knowledge. Yada yada yada.
Yeah.
Some states regulate printing a lower regardless, but
Yeah.
there's a version of the upper that goes on mil spec metal lowers. So if you have one of those and you're in California or whatever other garbage state,
Hmm.
you can print the upper and have a pump action gun, and it's mostly it's fun.
That's what I was gonna ask. So it's a specific upper that fits on standard mil spec. It's slightly different from the one that goes
Yes.
on the printed lower. Okay, gotcha.
Where is it?
So for everyone just tuning in, a printed lower, a printed upper, printed handguard, printed pump action, printed
Printed bolt,
bolt carrier,
bolt carrier. Sorry, not bolt.
bolt carrier, So you got an AR barrel and an AR bolt. Everything else could be printed and lower parts, or you could also 3D print lower parts too. But please continue.
So this is the upper. Basically, just the takedown area is designed to use as much material as you can get away with on a mil spec metal lower. The regular apple pie lower actually uses skinnier holes because that gives us a lot more plastic around it. And so the regular apple pie lower is the strongest. This is the one we've tested with 458 SOCOM. It's been tested with most of the AR calibers. The one for metal lowers, it would probably handle 458 SOCOM, but I can't guarantee that it would. I can definitely guarantee it'll handle 556, 762 by 39, 300 blackout all day.
Yeah.
But so this is the apple pie. But there's another project I'm working on right now that honestly I'm more excited about, just because this has been kind of out for a little while, and currently I'm just working on like a new version of it. But we have another project named after a feisty feline.
Oh, hold on. Quick question.
Yes.
Sorry, before you continue. So Armitage asks, does it need to be a shelved lower or any metal lower? I think any mil spec style lower, right?
Yeah. So this is your rear takedown pin. And I'm pretty sure any metal lower should be able to accommodate this. I don't think I do use a little bit more space on the front of it than a typical AR upper would, but there's typically a decent there's usually a few millimeters of tolerance allowed for that. If not, a lot of times they usually just mill it all the way straight forward, so I could go even further.
Gotcha.
So it should work with any of them.
And Howard J, if you do want to see it run, then I would encourage you to go to Instagram and look up 3D_arms. And actually, as a matter of fact, let me just pull this down for a quick second. In that one that you did where you were shooting in the bucket, the house bucket, there's no like copywritten music in there or anything, is there?
I don't think there's any music at all in it. This is the apple fritter.
Okay.
It's a
Let me see.
much shorter upper for apple pie lowers.
Can I do full screen?
As opposed to the so this is the shorter one. It's the same mechanism as the longer one. This only takes 7 inches, which is much more achievable for my boys.
Dude, it's so
the beta
tiny.
starts now. You can message me your Rocket Chat username or find it on the Catalog Rocket Chat. Well, let's see how it sounds. Here I actually have some supers because I ran out of subs. So this isn't as quiet as it could be because these are supers, not subs, but it's still pretty quiet.
Yeah, it's still pretty quiet.
Oh, hey there.
Yeah, dude, that's still freaking money, man. That's
locked open.
And which one? Oh, that's the Scorpion Mag one, right?
Yes. I believe my camera turned off. I'll be right back.
Yep, you're good.
Battery for it.
I'll keep them busy.
Locked open.
So this is the one that we're going to get into in a second, guys. Sorry, I don't want to ruin the surprise. That one I think has music in it. Let me back up a little bit. And maybe... Oh, yeah, we got to wait for that one too. Let me see. And there's good old Ryle Kittenhouse. All right, we'll wait till he comes back and we will review it together. Let me pull this and I'll bring this back up. Yeah, man, I just think it's so crazy. It's so innovative that we're at a place right now where, you know, people like 3D Arms, and I mean, there are so many incredible developers out there that we're literally 3D printing lowers, uppers, and bolt carriers Like that's nuts. The 95% of this gun is 3D printed. So the only gun parts you would need would be the barrel itself, the bolt, and a lower parts kit. And you technically don't even need a lower parts kit. You could get away with, printing like the fire control unit and whatnot, but man, to have a full-size carbine and a rifle cartridge for under 200 bucks and
To hide it under a coat jacket.
yeah, that's crazy, man. That's incredible. We've come so far, man. Let's see. We were printing shitty FMDA V1 lowers almost exclusively 4 years ago. Isn't that crazy how like I got so many like Glock frames and just like shitty stuff just like sitting out, like doing nothing. But man, this is a whole nother ball game. What printer are you running currently?
When I designed this, it was all Ender 3s.
Wow.
Now I use Bamboo. For those of you who've heard about the Bamboo printers, they just work and it's nice.
Yeah.
They're more expensive.
Yeah.
You can get by with an Ender 3. If Bamboo's out of your price range, you're okay. But if it's within your price range, dude, it's worth it.
It's literally just
so nice.
It's just like is that the giveaway for tonight? You're funny. I mean, it's literally just plug and play. I mean, Bamboos are nuts. And if you're doing rapid prototyping, like the ability to throw it into ludicrous mode, like, I mean, you can get
It'll print so quick.
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, man, that's I wasn't sure because like what's the largest piece that you would need to print, and are you doing it vertically or what's I would imagine the handguard likely.
So the handguard is in 2 pieces, and it is 5 1/4 inches.
Okay.
So 5 1/4 inches. Almost any printer on the market can do that. Yep. The lower, I mean, you're going to print it diagonally on your bed. If you can print a normally AR lower, this is a little smaller actually. You can print this.
Now, in your opinion, would you say that 5.5 inches is average, or just for guns?
5.5 is actually a hair above average.
Oh, yes.
For those of you who don't know, I'm quite read in scientific literature, especially regarding the male body. That sounded so gay. So gay.
Extremely gay.
Median, which is slightly more important than mean, but the numbers are very similar, is 5.2 inches. So basically 5 1/4 roughly in first world countries.
Yikes.
And that's bone pressed, which means you push the ruler to your pubic bone. That's not from all the fat that you got on there, the inch of fat. Push the ruler all the way to the pubic bone, measure all the way to the tip.
That's you're being dead ass serious right now. I'm sorry. I'm
dead ass serious.
So measuring from the taint is cheating.
It is cheating.
Okay, Armitage, you were right.
But if you're just telling the ladies, it's not cheating because those are dick inches and that's fine.
Yeah.
But if you're telling the boys, you got to be honest.
Yeah, that's a good point. I mean, who would lie to their friends about their penis
size?
Never
lie to your boys.
Yeah, no. Yeah. And I mean, for you guys out there, going back to, medium, mean, and like going back to core math, if a chick asks you, just be like, yo, I got a mean dick. My shit is mean, you're solid, yeah, actually
that's amazing.
What I mean, my shit is mean, right?
Oh,
and then
dude, that is solid.
They'll never know. Oh, Shauna, I'm sorry you had to hear this. Okay, we're done. Sorry. Okay, no, but
just kidding. We never lie.
We lie.
Would never.
Yeah, male minds cannot lie. We're incapable, actually, of lying.
It's a rule.
Yeah. Moving along here, yeah, I just got to say I'm so impressed with how far. I mean, the whole community has come. I've kind of been out of the game of 3D printing for a while when it comes to like 3D printing firearms for for like myself and for fun, because I'm sure DLD hardware, um, pumping jigs, and lots of people need
Been a busy
jigs.
man.
Yeah, I mean it's been awesome. I'm super grateful that people choose to support my website by going to DLD hardware, and
.com.
that's just because there are 2/3 more Chinese men. Did you really just send that to me, dude? While I'm on a live stream. So yeah, go to dldhardware.com. There's a bunch of stuff. If anyone is building a polymer 80 frame, if they have like a frame, standalone frame that they got from back in the day or whatever, or if you blew through your jig and messed something up, I got jigs for days. And you guys may see coming up very soon here that there's some other things that are going to be available on dldhardware.com. So check it out. Also, I want to add this before we continue talking about this here. And this is really important because DIY firearms is so important, not just for everything that's happening in our world today, right? But also 3D printed firearms are showing up in actual effing conflicts in other countries. So the shit that we do matters. Um, so before we jump back into that, I do want to say that you guys are gonna see some auto knives that have DLD After Dark engraved on them. So I got to keep that on the low, though. I would never say that on a live stream before the product's finished.
It's a secret, so don't tell anybody.
Don't tell anyone. And I know all 60 of you won't say a word.
We're tight like this.
Yes. Okay, so before your camera died, we were talking about a new project, a feisty little animal.
Yeah.
So,
So I present to you the Bobcat. Sorry, my program is loading real quick. There we go.
boom.
So, with 3D printed guns, there's like obviously we can't do everything that traditional milling can do because metal just provides certain things that plastic doesn't. Uh,
Mhm.
and also, if you want to do complex work on metal, you can't really do it with a Dremel, but you can
Yeah.
do basic work with a Dremel if you have a jig. And so one of the big like steps in the development of DIY guns is delay mechanisms and locking mechanisms. And so for this, we have a delay mechanism that is fully DIY. So normally for an AR9, and this is vaguely an AR9, it's more or less an AR9.
Hmm.
Normally your bolt and buffer, they just need to be heavy enough that it doesn't explode.
Yeah.
Ideally, you want about 20 ounces. Um, if you go too much below that, I mean, you can go to about 14 or so, but if you go too much below that, your chamber opens too quick and you actually get an explosion
Yeah.
uh, right beside you. And so traditionally, we've relied on weight, but
Mhm.
there are some guns like an MP5, which has German space magic, which is a close cousin to the Jewish space lasers. Opposite factions, though. German space magic, and it's a delay mechanism, which makes
Yeah.
so the bolt doesn't have to be nearly as heavy. And so I was like, okay, we need a delay mechanism for 3D printed guns,
Hmm.
and that's it's something I've actually been working on for about like 2.5 years now. But I decided I was like, okay, I need to release something with this so that everyone will know that it's possible and people will incorporate it into other designs. So I was like, okay,
Okay.
what would be like a simple platform I could modify it into? And that's why I picked the AR9 platform.
Hmm.
So the Bobcat uses an AR9 barrel, it uses an AR9 bolt,
Okay.
but let's go ahead and I'm going to do a cutaway view so I can show you how the delay works.
Beautiful. And for you guys out there, if you can bring your ish full screen, so I'm not looking at chat right now, sorry guys, but bring your ish full screen and it is like crystal freaking clear. So and for everyone out there, this does have a buffer as opposed to the apple pie designs, which obviously being a pump action don't need one.
Where? Sorry, I got to find where my bolt is.
No, you're good.
There it is.
That looks like a gun John Wick would use. I bet he would. If John Wick had access to a bamboo, man, he'd be cranking these things out.
Okay, so what we have here, there's a cutaway view.
Mm-hmm.
This guy right here you're looking at, this is just a regular AR9 bolt.
Okay.
There's a regular AR9 barrel and a 9mm round.
All right.
Back here, this is a ball bearing. Think of a skateboard bearing. This one's smaller, but it's the exact same thing. And we have these cutouts, kind of like a half crescent in our bolt. There's a jig you slip over your bolt, and it just shows you where to cut, how deep to cut with the Dremel. It's super easy. It takes about 10, 15 minutes because this is hardened steel.
Yeah.
But it takes no skill. Anyone can do it. Not difficult.
And it's way better than having to like dev something and then do send plates and all sorts machined. Yeah, you don't have to have. Yeah, that's awesome.
No proprietary parts. You can get AR9 parts from like most gun stores. They're not running out. You don't have to worry like, oh, this parts kit is going to disappear. Like, no, tons of companies make this. And
so these rollers here, they provide enough resistance to like about how much are those on springs, by the way?
Yeah. So this right here is an axle going through it.
Okay.
And there's a spring above it and a spring below it. And these are super strong springs. These bad boys. They're Ender 3 bed springs.
Oh yeah.
They're crazy strong.
I've got a love-hate relationship with those. I just want to throw that out there.
Yes. And so I do need to measure exactly how much force it takes to open this. I'm waiting on getting an aluminum rod so I can just tilt it up and just add weight to the rod until it unlocks.
Oh, nice.
But I'll tell you, it's way more than I can pull with just my arm. And I'll get into how it's still doable with this gun, even though physically, like, I'm not super strong, but I'm not super weak either. I literally, like, no way could I open this by hand.
Do you think it's
not even feasible?
Okay. Do you think it's because of the speed with the whatever it is, the 95,000 psi? That's whatever is. I forgot what the psi of a 9mm round is, but so it's kind of like you could try to push. So I'm thinking of like trying to push a rod down the barrel, right? As opposed just a quick little thwack with a hammer would probably send it through, right? It's just different types of force, maybe.
Yeah. So the round, I mean, you fire it and that's enough force to overcome it for sure. But like if you try and just push it with your hand, if you have your springs cut to the correct length, if you cut them too short, it's actually pretty easy to move. Okay. The bolt basically is trying to stay in battery. And it's definitely more than 50 pounds of resistance because I can pick up a 50-pound weight and I can't pull this.
Wow.
So I do need to measure how much it is.
But
I feel like it's got to be at least it has to be over 50 pounds because I can pick up a 50-pound weight. I can't pull and open it. Like if I set it down and put my body weight on it, I can get it to go. So it's probably somewhere between 50 and 80 pounds, I would bet. So that's what's providing the delay. So for the first like 5 millimeters, which isn't much, First 5 millimeters of motion, that bolt really doesn't want to move.
Yeah.
It's as if it was a really heavy bolt, which it's not. This uses a standard AR carbine buffer, so like 3 ounces. But from the point of view of that casing, the casing doesn't know how heavy the bolt is. It just knows how hard is it to push.
Yeah.
Typically, that's how heavy is it. But it's really freaking hard to push. And so the casing moves back much slower for that first little bit. And so you don't need a super heavy bolt. And so once it gets past that like 5 millimeters or so, like 1/4 inch, maybe a little over a 1/4 inch, then it's not rolling in these cutouts. It's rolling just along a flat surface. And if you take a skateboard, because it's basically a skateboard, no matter how heavy you are, you can roll just fine on a flat surface. But if you're a real heavy dude, rolling uphill is tough, rolling downhill is easy. When this bearing is along that flat surface, so basically your bolt has moved this much.
Yep.
Now the bearings aren't doing anything.
You're rolling downhill.
Yeah. And so your bolt goes back like normal. It goes forwards like normal. And another benefit of this delay mechanism is that as your bolt is finishing those last couple millimeters into battery, sometimes 9 millimeter guns have an issue with out of battery detonations. The FTC 9 had it for a little while due to some barrel issues. But you hear about it with AR9 sometimes. You hear about it with 22s a lot. An out of battery detonation is basically, let's say your bolt is back like 2 millimeters. What happens here is the chamber opens too quick and there's still pressure and you get an explosion. It's usually not too big a deal, but it can be a big deal.
Now, would you consider that to be an out of battery live?
Yeah, so this is more or less an out of battery safety. This delay mechanism.
Making a play on the channel.
Yeah.
So that
which is a fantastic channel.
It's preventing, an out of battery, a catastrophic failure with an out of battery.
Yeah, because if you're, let's say, if you try to make this gun be, 2 millimeters back out of battery, it has so much force trying to put it back into battery that like you can't do it. Now you have to go basically this much out of battery in order to get it to where it's not going to force itself home. But if you're this open, you're not going to set the round off.
Yeah.
And so you're fine.
Yeah, it's kind of an extra added safety.
Yeah. So in a way, it's safer, which is just like a happy coincidence. It wasn't like part of the plan.
Yeah.
It that's pretty cool. So it acts as a out of battery safety.
You should absolutely take credit that was done on purpose to prevent out of battery.
Very safety minded.
Yeah. There is no round that has taken more lives than the 22. Right. That is correct. Yeah, at least in recent history.
Or squirrels.
Very, very true. Squirrels be getting it with the 22s. But also keep in mind, that's recent recorded history. So imagine how many lives were taken with a 50 to 68 caliber musket ball. Right? You know what I'm saying?
We got the Civil War. We got basically the invention of guns till cartridges were a thing.
Yeah.
That's a good amount.
Crazy stuff. Who I think somebody else said a couple things. Thomas Payne, good evening. He says, good evening, everyone. DLD, my brother. Thank you for joining us. There aren't many bolt manufacturers out there, especially for PCC. I mean, they're out there.
There's a handful.
Yeah. So now, obviously, a lot of people have tried, similar things. Good night, Night Strike. A lot of people have tried very similar things, and you've seen people do, designs with magnets and other methods. What made you guys land on this option?
So magnets. So the KC9 is a pretty popular 3D printed gun.
Mm-hmm.
It reduces recoil, but it doesn't actually reduce your minimum bolt weight. And that's because a delay is something that acts at the very beginning, but not during the rest of the cycle. The magnets act during the whole cycle. And it's better than just having a stronger spring, because a spring slows you down on the way back, speeds you up on the way forward, and you don't want to go too fast.
Yeah.
Magnets slow you down on the way back, slow you down on the way forward.
Yeah.
And so those are good, but the issue is the friction those magnets are giving you during the first, half inch of motion really doesn't play much of a role. So you still need a heavy bolt.
Gotcha.
The reason I came up with this was actually because I was designing a gun, and then I found out my bolt wasn't heavy enough, and I was like, well, I better come up with something.
Yeah.
Necessity is the mother of invention.
Oh, 100%. I love that quote, by the way. So this was all you.
Yes, kind of. So I thought I invented this delay mechanism. And for about 2 years, I thought I invented this delay mechanism. Then I was watching a video by Forgotten Weapons about a prototype firearm that Mauser worked on, a designer named Joseph Nickel. I probably pronounced that wrong. More German space magic. A designer named German Nickel designed a delay mechanism that he called flapper delay.
Flapper?
And flapper.
Wow.
You've heard of flapper lock. So there's guns that use flapper lock. It's different. Visually, it's similar, but it's pretty different functionally. Flapper lock, or flapper delay, sorry, was invented by this German guy. And they had a pistol that they made 200 of. Never made it into full production because World War I started, and they were like, oh crap, we need to make a ton of guns really quick.
Yeah.
And it never went anywhere. And so I thought I invented it, but it turns out a German man beat me to it by a little over 100 years.
Wow. That's crazy. I mean,
so this is called flapper delay, technically, because he named it.
That is impressive, though. I mean, for you to, and this happens all the time, right? For you to come up with something, develop it, put it into testing, and find out later on that someone else had invented the same thing. That's, I mean, it's a compliment to what you did. So kudos to you, man. Hell yeah.
So one other cool thing I'd like to show you guys about this design.
The flapper.
I'm going to make another.
You should totally name it like the Flap 9, I'm just kidding. The Bobcat's a dope name. Oh, and that uses Scorpion Evo mags?
Yes, Evo mags. I did that because I really wanted to have a last round bolt hold open.
Yeah.
Okay.
Was that it was super dope compensator that I see on that?
So the thing you're seeing right now isn't, but there is a dope compensator that Unseen Killer, he's another designer in the 3D printed space.
Yeah.
He did a remix of something called the Burnt Bacon, which is a flash can.
Oh yeah.
When I saw he made a printed comp, I was like, there's no way. But it actually holds up pretty well.
Wow.
Which defies all logic.
Of
but
course.
He's put a couple hundred rounds through it.
I honestly think that's what the 3D printed world does. I mean, it does defy all logic. And I swear, like, when, law enforcement and government, whoever is sitting around having these meetings and they're handing out white papers, they're like, how the fuck are these people making these robots poop this plastic and turning it into this shit? Like,
functional firearms.
Yeah, like it's nuts. But I mean, I remember when I mentioned that I had a live stream and we were showing a firearm in CAD, and we were like doing stuff with it live, like actively. We were doing stippling and stuff, and it had gotten pulled down. We actually got pulled down like 3 times that night. That was with Unseen Killer.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yep. We got pulled down from YouTube 2 or 3 times because there was a blue see-through Glock on the screen in CAD.
Wow.
Ridiculous.
You can have video games which have basically CAD guns in them all day.
Yeah, and murder, they do shoot people with those,
Yeah.
But hey, who am I? I'm just a guy.
Yeah. Just a man, just a peasant of the YouTube overlords.
Exactly.
As we all are.
Although I'd like to say that I'm gonna break the 2 million watch minutes that I achieved last year,
Yeah.
and I just hit over 4,200 subscribers, and
Nice.
this is the first stream of 2023 that your boy DLD After Dark is strike free. I have no strikes on my channel, no current strikes. Now, I just want to say,
man cleaned his act up.
right? I'm a good little boy. I'm a good boy, and I since December of 2022 have been operating with strikes on my channel and had gotten 4 strikes since December. And if you get 3 strikes within 90 days, your channel's gone. And I came so close. I had 2 strikes within 90 days and 1 expired in July. Thank you, everyone. Thank you. That strike outbreak cleared up. Yeah, yep. And I finally, as of just a few days ago, I am 100% strike free. So I'm glad to be back. I feel good. I feel, honestly, the other one's just around the corner. So you never know. But yeah, my apologies. So
this could get a strike for all we know.
Yeah. I mean,
they wouldn't tell you what you did wrong.
Well, the interesting thing is that another video that got a strike was I had a guy come on, and he was talking about some experience he had with. He was just kind of reporting on what the media had said about an election that took place in another country. Okay, he wasn't talking about the U.S. He wasn't talking about the 2020 election or anything at all. He literally was just having a conversation.
We're generally allowed to say that other countries have issues, just not ours.
Yeah, exactly. We can't bring our country's issues to the table.
United States of America is without blame.
Yes, 100%. We can never openly discuss challenges, right? But they took the video down and they gave me a strike for saying that the 2020 election was not free and clear. And obviously I was like, hold on, what? Like this, I watched
about it.
Yeah, I watched the whole 2.5-hour stream to find out what specifically that we said, right? When I found what was said, it wasn't even about our country. And 2, he wasn't even sharing a belief or an idea, or he was just saying, well, there were news reports in this other country or this election and whatever. Anyway, I appealed it because they had also recently changed their terms of service to say you're allowed to talk about the 2020 election not being free and clear now, but you couldn't back then. Well, they still it took them about 45 seconds to watch my 2.5-hour long stream, and then they said that and redecide that I did indeed deserve the strike. So it's ridiculous, man. It's hey, bitches go boom. You're gonna love what we're talking about. We're talking about
my record is 13 seconds for an appeal rejection.
Really?
Yeah, 13 seconds.
Let me ask you this: did you submit it after West Coast business hours?
I'm pretty sure it was late at night. I was in my bed doing it.
So after like the 9 to 5 time frame on the West Coast, so I guess that's Pacific time.
It goes like India or something like that.
Exactly. And they literally just yes. They don't even look at it, don't watch it or anything at all. So I trust me, I learned the hard way with a few strikes.
Do it in that time frame.
Correct. Yep. Just kind of keep that that in mind. But sorry, I keep pulling you away from this.
No, dude, you're good. So
it's great to have you back, by the way.
Dude, it's good to be back. I miss you, man.
I miss you too. And more beta princes
I
here.
know. Is there any chance you're going to be at the IV 8888 thing?
I will definitely be in Georgia this fall for the super special event.
Me too.
Yeah,
Dude, we're going to hang out there.
Dude, we can even hug again.
You're going to shoot this gun there.
Oh my God, I'm going to shoot all
100%. And
Absolutely.
So many other guns.
Dude,
a bunch of us. Dude, you're going to meet Middleton Mage. You're going to meet Hoffman Tactical.
I love Hoffman.
Dude, it's going to be awesome.
He's got I've never had I did meet Middleton. I think I met Middleton at SHOT.
You did. You met Middleton. You probably met PSR there too, didn't you?
Yeah, not at SHOT. I talked to him, but I didn't actually see him there.
Or he'll be there.
Nice. Yeah, he's a good dude. He's a good dude.
And I feel like almost everybody in this community is like really wholesome.
Yeah.
And just like obviously there's a couple of people who just love to like start drama and whine, but I feel like the overwhelming majority are just good, nice people who love guns.
Yeah, let's talk about the people that are, bullshit and want to whine. Let's call them out by name. I'm just kidding. No,
yeah, that would be too.
Yeah, right. No, I totally agree. Most people in this community, even whether it's gun building or gun CAD or they're generally speaking, they're good people that really want to do something positive to take a stand for our natural rights. And remembering that government's their one job is to protect your natural rights. That is their
I'm pretty sure they disagree strongly on what their job is.
100%. They're doing everything wrong.
I agree.
Yeah. It's just so sad that like we're in this place that we are now, and we have to remember we got to hold them accountable for, and we're going to get to a place where, oh man, actually, you know what, here's what I'll tell you guys. If you didn't see this evening, go back and watch the show that we did on John Crump's channel. John Crump wasn't there for it. It was me, Flying Rich, and Risky Krisky. And we had a conversation about kind of the state of things. And if you have about an hour to kill, go watch it after the stream tomorrow, whatever, bookmark it, because it's a damn good kind of, toss around. We tossed the salad of today's news, and it was interesting. So, but yeah, I agree. We're wholesome for the most part, We're just dudes.
Yeah, it's cool. It's a good group of people. Those of you in chat here listening, if you haven't printed a gun and you would like to, there's a lot of people, including myself, who would love to help you.
Oh, yeah. Oh, you and so many other people were pivotal to me even being able, me having all the issues that I had.
I know
with
Invader Zip helped you a lot.
Yeah,
right?
Zip helped me, IPS, Ralph. So many people sat there and just literally spent hours helping me. And I literally like had to replace 3 thermistors, come out in PLA, and
Another great dude.
yeah, he's an awesome guy. More beta prints. They both sent me parts. Just like incredible guys, man. And one of my favorite knives that I use almost every single day is actually a 3D printed knife that More Beta Prints sent to me, and he Cerakoted it. Matter of fact, I got to show you all. Hang on.
I would love to see this.
It's incredible. So incredible that it's on my workbench. Woo! All right, we'll pull this down for a second. So shout out to More Beta Prints. And yeah, for everyone out there that's ever given me any help or advice or parts or just anything when I was going through my thermistor troubles, I'm still going through them with my Ender because I cannot get through a print now without having 20 thermal runaways. So I need to replace the motherboard or the whole damn thing. So, it is what it is. But check this bad boy out. So this, believe it or not, is 3D printed. I'll try to start it like this. Let me see. Oh, you know what I can do? Let me see. Here, I'll just make you small for a second. So this is 3D printed. It is modeled after the Cricut Provoke, right? So it's got the little dangly right there. It's got the retention thumb ring, and you just push it forward, and it is a
Yeah.
razor blade. It's a utility knife, and it's got magnets inlaid in it. So it stays like this, right? Even if you really try to, you can flick it out like that. But it's a great knife, and I use it for everything. And when it gets dull, you just unscrew that and put it
10
new.
cents.
And this is PETG, by the way.
Huh.
Yeah.
So it'll
And
last in your car.
yeah, yep. It's I've beat the dog shit out of it. So shout out to I've never even considered printing a gun. Technology nowadays is incredible. Benchies, that's right. All you print is benchies, of course, right? Benchies is actually an instructor at Freedom Crew University, which is a firearm builders space. If you guys go to freedomcrewuniversity.com, that's where we teach people how to build guns. Everything from, if you're milling aluminum, and if you're working with aluminum, steel, 3D printing shit, polymer 80s, GST9s, shotguns, 1022s, GG3s, anything and everything, we got it all. So check it out. All right, now I'm back.
So, you guys mentioned, or you guys remember, I talked about how crazy difficult it is to pull the bolt back,
Mhm.
and how like I could not physically do it by hand,
Yeah.
and so I needed a way to get around that freakishly strong pull weight, and so that's where this came in. So this is in our handguard. This is an Allen key right here, and
Beautiful.
it's glued into a printed piece, and it hinges around a bolt right here, and the tip of it pushes on this bolt. So let me just show you if I can. Oh, wrong piece. Ugh. All right, I'm just going to move the Allen key itself. So basically, what happens is you grab up front here, and when you
Mhm.
pull back, you have this super long lever arm that's basically you have like a pry bar. Think of like a crowbar that you're opening the bolt with. So
Okay. Okay. So
as
it
it
gives you like
turns,
leverage. Yeah.
it pushes just like that, and it pushes this rod backwards, because it's pushing against this bolt here. And so you basically end up going back, you know, yay amount, 14 millimeters with a lever. And so that gets you past the delay. And so I wish I could just pick up the gun on the floor and show you,
I
but
know.
I
Well,
can't.
so actually, what we could do though is I can pull up your IG where I
Oh, yeah.
saw you doing a little something like this.
I wonder, do I rack it in the IG? I don't remember if I do or not.
I think I saw you rack it. Let me see. Okay, so you pull it back, but so that Allen key is inside that charging handle?
Yeah. There's another version of this charging handle that Unseen Killer actually came up with that uh I don't know if it'll fully replace this one, but
Mhm.
it's another option that's actually a lot easier to do. So
Nice.
it uses just a bolt instead of the Allen key, and you don't have to glue it in, which is really nice.
Is
But it's
that
the
the one?
same mechanism.
Is that the one that Unseen Killer did?
Yes.
Nice, nice. Okay.
Yeah.
Dude, that thing is slick.
Why, thank you.
It's
Normally when I make stuff,
gorgeous.
so like I'm not great at aesthetic stuff, which is a big part of why I was like, I need Middleton made to help with making this pump action an awesome gun.
Mhm.
He helped with the actual function as well too, but like the aesthetics was all him. But I feel like watching him work and watching other people do stuff, I've learned a little bit about aesthetics, and I feel like this gun looks pretty hot.
dude.
So I'm very proud of how it looks. Obviously, aesthetics is opinion. Some people won't like it, and that's totally fine.
You know what
But I
though?
like
I
it.
mean, I love like it's super sleek looking. I mean, it's gorgeous.
Well, thank you.
It's
So
thin, it's narrow, it's got like the sub gun look, but it's oh, look at this guy, Gun Club. I know that guy. He's a great guy. Okay, so you don't charge it in this one. Let me see. I thought I
I wish
saw.
it's literally right there.
I know, guys. Sorry, the reason we were late is because
YouTube won't let me touch it.
yeah, and I was literally looking at it with him prior to us going on the stream.
I'm
So
pretty sure even if I just did the upper, YouTube would still.
yeah,
Like,
yeah,
technically, it's not against the rules, but they've taken people down for it.
yeah. I mean, I showed a Glock slide and got taken down before. I've also showed, I mean, like shit that's not even related to to firearms and been taken down. And then on other streams, I've held up machine guns and well, stuff. And
You never know what's going to happen.
yeah, it's crazy. Corn Pop, good to see you, man. Wesley Foster, welcome. I'm glad you're all caught up. Snoring Rich, great to see you guys. Yeah, man, I'm impressed, man. You do incredible work, and when you're partnered up with great people, you're just capable of doing so much more. So,
I'm just going to mime and show you guys how it works.
okay,
Pretend there's a gun in my hand.
I'm pretending.
So here I am holding it. I grab the charging handle. It rotates back, so it like folds out of the handguard. And when it does that, it actually moves the bolt back, a half inch. Not a lot, but it gets you past the delay. And so once you're past the delay, now your charging handle is folded out and you can pull it back. And then you can put it up if you want to do an HK slap, or you can just let go. And when the charging handle goes forward, it folds into the handguard on its own.
Nice.
And so it's a pretty big, chunky charging handle, but it doesn't actually get in the way because it folds inside of the handguard.
Dude,
And so
that's awesome.
click, open, rack, and you're good.
So,
yeah, sorry.
Oh, I was just gonna say, there are other firearms that have,
The Setme uses the same mechanism.
Yep, Setme HK91, 94. No, not 94, 91. What's the other one? It's a
The G3
similar.
probably does. It's a
Yeah.
very similar gun.
Yep, yeah. They're all very similar. So that's. But I don't think they move the bolt back that much, though. I just think it's to give you a little bit more leverage. So that I know, like on the HK91, I don't think it moves it back that far. It may give you kind of a head start,
It's not
but
nearly as much. I have also on the floor a Setme handguard, and I could show, but it doesn't look like a gun, but I feel like it's still a little risky.
well, if you want to give it a shot, pull. I don't know how much that'll show us, but hey, pull it up. Let's see. Especially when we're small screen and an hour and a half in, we should be okay.
Not a gun. YouTube promise.
Yeah, not.
So this.
Oh, that's just a handguard thingy.
And there's also folds down, which is cool. And so when you fold it out, it's a little hard to see, but it moves back. So it moves back, and then you go this. You can HK slap it. And as it goes forward, it gets to here, and then it folds in.
Just from the energy from letting it go or slapping it.
Yep.
Nice.
This works the exact same way. So that's how you get past that. It would take retard strength without that.
Yeah.
So you do that, and then it just racks.
That's
this
incredible.
project isn't totally done. It's in beta right now. There's a couple little things we're tweaking and getting it like nice and finished. But it's pretty close.
HK21 charging handle is a must-have upgrade for any Setme G3 HK91.
Got a lot more to grab.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, and that's when we're young, we learn about things like that, like levers and pulleys and it multiplies your efforts for
Yeah.
you. It is the ultimate leverage. So that's
Mhm.
and wedges. Don't forget about wedges too.
And wedgies, you learn about those in school too.
Oh yeah, big time. Whether you're
Um,
giving them or receiving.
I saw a comment mention full auto, and so I
Mhm.
wanted to point out that this gun can be made in full auto. There is a full auto configuration that will be
Nice.
released with it, tested with SOTs. Let
Nice.
me get this
You
thing
know,
ready.
there's an SOT that has been I've been touching base with them. Um Jay the Shooter has actually reached out. We've been talking for a couple years now, and he's been super interested in 3D printing and, manufacturing and running full autos just to kind of he doesn't have a lot of experience with 3D printed stuff.
Mhm.
So he may be a
But he does
good.
full autos.
Yeah, exactly. He knows full autos and conversions, and Mr. Wilkes, one of the guys, he's the guy that made that full auto Desert Eagle that
Mhm.
like blew up on the internet, and everyone and their mom shot it. Yeah, it's just like ding, 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 click, you know.
Yeah.
uh, but yeah, I've gotten to play with that thing, and he's got the full auto FN57 pistol, all sorts of crazy stuff. So he would be a good candidate for someone if you wanted them to, but I told him, I was like, yo, you got to do that shit like all on your own, because 3D printing it is manufacturing it. And so I kind of had to like walk him through and let him understand all of that stuff. But yeah, so hell yeah,
So
man.
for those of you who have the proper paperwork or the proper amount of IDGAF,
Yeah.
here, go ahead and show the screen. I'm gonna point something out.
All right.
So here we have our AR trigger. You might notice you can't see the pinholes. You don't see the hammer pinhole. You don't see the trigger pinhole. It's because it uses a trigger chassis, kind of like how SIG guns do, but hopefully drop safe.
Ah,
Um, and so here's our trigger chassis. This is the regular, legal, anybody can do it version, but there is going to be released with the file pack a version that has a little 1/8 inch hole right here.
beautiful.
And I believe that version is sitting right here. And so there is a version with, you can put an auto sear in, you
Heyo.
can do everything. And what's really nice about it is if you do, someone just looking at the gun, none the wiser. They have no idea. And
Wow.
so if you don't flip it into that third position, people just think you have a semi-auto. I
Or
would
they may
say,
think you have a binary trigger, maybe, if you flip it into the third
yeah, if you're
position.
careful.
Yeah.
I would say for most people, it's just not worth the risk. It's
Of course.
fun, but it's not worth the risk.
Yeah.
But there's the option. If you got 100 acres of land and no one's going to hear you, I don't have that. And so I don't do this. But,
and don't break the laws, guys.
yeah,
But
I
yeah,
mean, I would never tell someone to jaywalk, but
sometimes you gotta cross the
doesn't
street.
bother me if someone does.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, guys, I would never get on a live stream and tell you to go make machine guns in your home privately.
For very inexpensive numbers of monies.
Yes, very. So the apple pie and the fritter are sub $200. What do you
Mhm.
think cost wise you're looking at for the Bobcat fritter?
Let's see. So bolts I've seen for as cheap as about 80 barrels. I actually bought like 3 or 4 barrels for like $40 a piece that just arrived today. Normally they're more like 80 to 100 though. That's like the normal range.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, and so 200, let's say, add in the trigger and stuff, 250 you'd probably be looking at. You could do it sub 300 if you wanted.
Nice.
If you want to make it in nylon, nylon's a little more expensive of filament.
Yeah.
You'd probably be looking at maybe 350.
Dude,
That's
that's
not too bad
not at all. Hashtag
for an
hydro.
MP5. So I told DLD this. I don't think I've mentioned it yet on the stream.
Mhm.
Delay mechanisms make things feel like there's less recoil. From a physics perspective, there technically isn't less recoil. By definition, you can't change the total amount without changing the speed of the bullet, but it feels like there's less recoil because it spreads the recoil out more evenly. Normally, with a simple blowback gun, 90% of the recoil happens when the bolt hits the rear. And so it's you have the whole cycle time, but the recoil happens in this tiny little sliver of that. So that's why AR9s feel kind of snappy most of the time. If you have a delay mechanism, what you're doing is you're transferring some of that momentum into the frame of the gun at the beginning of the cycle. So then there's less momentum left for when the bolt hits the rear. So it doesn't hit as hard. And so instead of a slap, it's a push. And that feels like less recoil. Technically, it's not. That's why we use the term felt recoil.
Felt recoil, yep.
Because technically, it's the exact amount of recoil by definition.
So
but it feels super light.
Yeah, yeah. So let me ask you this then. So going back to the flappers, over time, let's say an SOT or an IDGAF, grabs one in full auto and lawfully or jaywalking, dumps, thousands of rounds through it over a couple months, right? Do you think that over time, that would start to wear away at the filament? I mean, depending on what's used, of course.
The best answer I have is I don't know yet. So the frame, so I've been building a bunch of these and tweaking it each time. The frame I had the most rounds on was probably about 400 or 500. And I will say there was no signs of wear whatsoever. At
That's
some point,
impressive.
you're going to get wear, but there was none that I could detect at probably between 400 and 500 rounds.
Wow. That's honestly that's impressive.
So heat will be your main issue if you're firing real quick. If you print this in PLA, I would say after each mag dump, let it cool down, pour some water down the barrel because PLA will melt. You'll run into that issue.
For sure.
Any printed gun, there's no way around it.
Yeah.
If you print it in nylon, though, you can go about as fast as your wallet will let you.
Yeah.
You can melt nylon by going hard. I have done it, but it's difficult.
Yeah.
You have to be
What do you think? Like over 200 rounds in one sitting, like back to back to back to back, or beyond that?
For nylon, so me and Swarm Tech, who's in the chat, we did it with FGC9 and a KC9, which is the magnet gun we mentioned before.
Yep.
Mine started having issues with the plastic getting soft around like 900, but we did do that over the course of like maybe 2.5 hours.
Wow.
If you're just mag dumping as quick as you can, yeah, probably 200-300 rounds would get you hot enough. I would bet.
Yeah. I figure like typically, Glocks, if you're bang, 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 I mean, just straight up, just
you
running
can melt a Glock. It is possible.
Oh yeah, 100%. The recoil spring on a Glock is designed to be like the gas tube of the platform. It's designed to melt before anything else becomes damaged.
Cheap.
Yeah, exactly. So SwarmTech says the plastic will eventually fatigue, but the die cut springs that hold the axle will not until the 10,000 round mark. Wow, that's impressive.
Yeah, I thought the bearings would wear out and gall and have issues. I've actually used the same set of bearings across my different builds in order to put more wear on them. So I have at least 1,000 rounds on this set of bearings, and they're dirty, but I don't see any there's no denting. There's no visually they look fine. There's just soot on them.
Yeah.
And so I would think that might be so the plastic, maybe the bearings, but the bearings are like $5 for 20.
That's not bad at
So
all.
not too big a deal.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, no, that's cool, man. It's impressive. The whole design, the concept, like I'm blown away with this, and just seeing how far we've come as a community. And look, I'm not
Up next,
super.
rifle rounds.
Ooh,
We're doing.
okay. So that was actually going to be my follow-up question. Was kind of what's next. So you're thinking of Bobcat with a rifle round.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh,
So
okay.
you can buy. There's kind of two things I'm looking at doing for the next project. I do love. I would love to make a 12 gauge fully DIY, and I have been working on it for a long time.
A long time.
And so I'm either next going to do 12 gauge fully DIY, or I'll take this and do buy an AK barrel that doesn't have a gas port drilled, and do rifle caliber um, rifle caliber Bobcat. So other than the barrel fully DIY rifle rounds, there are ways to DIY a rifle barrel. No one's done it yet, but theoretically we have ways that should work. And so I think if there was a gun to accept it, there would be a lot more motivation for the people who do ECM stuff. Because honestly, I don't do ECM.
Yeah.
But the people who design with ECM, I think if there was a gun to accept it, one of them would step up to the plate and make a way to do it. Snoring Rich, do you use RTV silicone between the barrel and the chassis? That is a fantastic thing to do, and I highly recommend it. Because I've been beta testing, I haven't done that, but I have done it on some other guns, and it helps a lot. I will definitely make sure I put that in the README as a recommendation.
Nice. Look at you, Snoring Rich, making a difference. Beautiful.
Good man.
So that's kind of impressive. I have an idea I want to talk to you about after the
I would love
stream
to.
as well. And it's funny because 2 years ago, I was kind of God, was this when I think this was when Zip was doing the first arc, maybe. We were having a conversation and talking about the all thread and kind of having the conversation of layer
That
lines
was a
and
breakthrough.
oh man, it was huge, right? And
Yeah.
I had this idea and I was like, well, what if one were to because what I would love to see is a 3D printed Glock frame with, and before you say anything else, with a 3D printed slide, right? And as much of a handgun as possible
Mhm.
with as little as gun parts as possible. And I was having conversations with him and some other people. And when I kind of started going outside of the little circle, I was like, here's what I'm thinking 3D printing because some people don't know this, some ideas that are actual available prints right now to this day came from conversations between me and developers. And that is the coolest effing thing in the world to be sitting there with someone just talking shit. And then a few months later be like, whoa, Alpha, what?
Yeah.
Like, are you serious? But anyway, we were having the conversation. I started talking to people and they were like, oh, everyone's trying to do it. You can't do it. It's this. You'd have to do 22 and you'd have to make it so big and whatever. And I'm like, well, what I'm thinking of is all thread with send cut send plates going down and printing it in the same
Orientation.
in the same orientation where the all thread is applying pressure to keep the layer lines adhered and all that with send cut send plates down the whole. Anyway, everyone was like stupid, and then on Twitter the other day I saw someone had posted almost that exact same thing, and I mean it's magnificent, I love it, and I was like, fuck man, I need to actually like execute on stuff, and and get with developers and talk these things through, because it's awesome to see someone else doing it, but it's like, man, I wish.
It feels like a missed opportunity a little bit.
Yeah, yeah, or even if I could be involved with other people that are doing their thing, because look, this open source community is the coolest community in the world. It's open doors that, I mean, 5 years ago, to even like, we've had Cody on the show and all that. I mean, he's an incredible person, right? Like, going from the Liberator to now is just bizarre. I don't know another firearm like type of manufacturing, from everything from CAD to printing and all that, like, that's come this far in this little bit of time. You know what I mean? Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 has a 3D printed Glock. What?
That's what inspired Ivan the Troll to start playing with that.
Oh, is that Ivan that was doing that?
Mhm.
The
Yep.
Glock slide with the nice,
Yep.
nice.
Yep.
Yeah, and shout out, look, anybody that's developing, nothing but fucking love for you, man. Keep like, you probably had that idea and concept way before I did. I've never been into the world of developing or CAD. I've just been kind of around people while they did it. So nothing but love for you. I'm not trying to steal any thunder at all.
But the thing is, like, you know a lot about guns, and so you have a lot of ideas floating in your head from the collective knowledge you have and just thinking about it and being around it for so long. That, like, there's a lot of things that, like, I don't know, for example, that in, me chatting with you or other people chatting with you, um, things can come up where it's like, oh my gosh, like, we could do that.
Mm, yeah,
Um, and like, obviously it's cool to just think of something out of nowhere, but most designs, most advancements are variations of other things.
yeah,
Um, most advancement is incremental.
yeah,
And so if we can port something from existing guns
yeah,
to 3D printed guns, we can make that's a big part of why we can make such rapid advancements,
yeah, yeah.
because
Sure.
we're not really starting from nothing. We have this whole wealth of information available to us,
Yeah.
that we're able to put into this thing,
So much.
3D printed guns.
Yeah, so much R&D already exists, and there's so much information on, you know, safe catastrophic failures, and like, things that other companies have already dumped tragic amounts of money into. So
Mhm.
we may as well learn from things that they've done and not done, and mistakes, and benefits and things like that. So I love it, man. And I kind of, I wouldn't say like I stepped away from the community, because I've got nothing but love for it, and I've got 3D printed shit all over my fucking house, and not just firearms, right? And yeah, I mean, I would encourage anybody to, if you have not stepped into the world of printing, man, do it. Like, uh, there is nothing more satisfying than being able to look at something and be like, did I just print this for like 17 cents? Like, like, even shit like kids kids toys, and
Little toys.
yeah, like, and then of
Print a
course,
push dagger if you want.
yeah, yeah, I actually got a bunch of DLD After Dark push daggers, and just shit like that. And then there's people like, I mean, making shit like this, and I mean, shit.
That's so cool.
Dude,
That's
it's
so
the
cool.
coolest. I wish, man, if you're still out there, more beta prints, dude, thank you, man. That if we could get some of these and maybe like do some giveaways. I know typically when I do giveaways, I give away like tack knives. I love auto knives, and the company's just been awesome. By the way, if you use code DARK, you get 20% off your order of tack knives. But soon enough, you're gonna see some DLD After Dark auto knives coming out, so keep an eye out for that. And then of course we have the the ATF store coming. It it is the glorified image of the first sleepy ATF agent uh at Waco, so on the roof. And
sleepy.
Yeah, I've.
I love that.
Let me get my hoodie. Hold on.
He's just taking a little nap.
It's just
He's
a little
he's all
sleepy roofer.
tuckered out.
He's a very sleepy roofer. So I did a pillow, and then we did a couple hoodies. We made an error because I'll have to show it. Basically, the image. Let me remove some of these. Oh, mamma jamma! I just dropped my vape. Hold up. Oh, I'm dropping bottles. Jeez Louise. Sorry, guys. Okay, so the image is the famous Waco image with the first sleepy ATF agent right there. Can you see that okay? Can you see that okay?
Oh, I can see it. Perfect.
Okay. All right, cool. So what I did, I made a pillow, but we to make it look like one side of the pillow is 4 of those agents in like a star pattern, and we made it like monogram all over one half of the pillow, and then you flip the pillow, and then it's this blue, like the whole scene. But this hoodie is the whole thing is the picture, but it's like all over it, right?
Yeah, repeated.
Different colors. The hoodie pocket is the picture in a lighter blue, and then the hood is the purple, and then I also have a flag that is a backwards American flag of this image as well. And I have a backpack. Oh yeah, I got the backpack too, man. I got so many cool things. And so many people have been like begging me. They're like, Dark, open up the Sleepy ETF. Well, really, it's called a Great Start. But open up the Great Start store, and I will. I've been kind of slacking a little bit. I've had some other stuff going on, but I'll be opening that up soon, guys. And you can thank Detective John Kimball for coming in and saying, Dark, open up the store. Allah wills it. So there you go. That was all I needed. But yeah, anything else you want to touch on in the future? Anything else that you got going on before we wrap it up?
Those of you listening, if you'd like to join either of these 2 betas, the Apple Fritter or the Bobcat, send me a message. I would love to have you.
Yeah.
Other than that, I don't know. Yeah, I think that's about it for me.
The biggest ROI in 3D printing is the reward from the virtue of patience, the reward from waiting and working towards something. Something is hard to reach, huge joy in it, 100%. And then pulling it off the bed and, cleaning it up and, manipulating and
Those first
filing.
anxious shots.
Oh yeah, man. It's incredible, man. And I like having to clean shit up and file it and kind of like trying to make it look like you were never there and never had to do work on it, and cleaning it and making it look shiny again, and then printing shit. I've printed things in so many different orientations and like shifting it. And man, one thing, oh whoops, I almost ended the broadcast again. One thing is like I got really familiar with what's that one slicer that everyone uses?
Cura,
Yeah,
probably.
I got comfortable with Cura, but then I had deleted it from my machine, but I guess I accidentally only like partially deleted it or something. It was still on, but I couldn't update it and I couldn't re-download it. It would not work at all. It was like locked on my machine. So I was like, fuck it, I want to print. So I downloaded Prusa, and then I started using Prusa Slicer, and it like forced me to get way more familiar with the platform. Also, before I forget, if anyone is curious about printing but hasn't really looked into it, go to Freedom Crew University. You can take Benchy's, correct me if I'm wrong, but a free class of like getting into 3D printing and like starting everything. So all those like hundreds of questions that people ask all the time, where like everything is answered. So Go ahead and check that out. And there's so many other things like polymer 80s, and I went through the whole thing before. You guys know any type of gun building, it's offered on Freedom Crew University. Bridge frame classes, GST 9s, 1022s, shotguns, ARs, GG3s, 3D printing, everything. I just calculated I have 150 more hours of Christmas light mounts I need to print. Damn, that's crazy. Cough Orca Slicer for the win.
I really need to try Orca Slicer. I haven't yet.
Yeah, I don't know anything about Orca. Yeah, I'm dropping an actual course in a week or two. Nice, man. Hell yeah. Also, Benchies is a great instructor. You guys would click really well. He's a super, super chill dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys should definitely connect. Okay, so as we wrap up, because I actually have to wrap it up. I know this is early, funny, right? I have to wrap it up because I have something to do for my daughter in the morning. So I got to bounce. But man, 3D fucking arms. It's been great to have you back on, man.
Here, my man.
I love it. And I can't wait to see you in October. And what else? Is there anything else that the guys and gals out there can do to support you, your channel, your ventures, or anything at all?
Just follow on social media and share cool stuff that you see. Yeah, that's the best thing you can do.
Awesome. Hell yeah. And everybody out there, I appreciate you coming in and hanging out. And Kurt, thank you for sharing all the links and 3D Arms Instagram and YouTube and all that stuff. You guys are awesome. Yeah, he's great, man. He's the best. So in the end, guys, just as we close every single stream, we're going to close it the same. We're talking about the rules. Rule number 1 is to be kind. It's so important that we're kind in everything that we do. That brief interaction that you have with somebody else could have a massive impact on their life. So be kind. Rule number 2 is to live a life of care, compassion, contribution, give to others. When you bless others, you become blessed because a hand that's open to give is open to receive. Rule number 3, because we know the only way for us to defeat evil is with good men skilled in violence, make sure that you're becoming as highly skilled in violence as you possibly can be, and be safe, be dangerous, and keep that thing on you, even if that thing is 3D printed. 3D Arms, thank you so much for coming on. Everyone else, take it easy, and I'll see you guys on Thursday with another special guest. See ya, and stick around for a second, 3D Arms.
Will do.
Oh my goodness, I forgot. Guys, leave a comment afterwards because I have an exciting giveaway coming up soon, and I'm going to be using the comments this time. So don't forget, leave a comment. And in the comment, just say, this is my giveaway entry or something like that. Or I'm entering in the giveaway. I've entered in the giveaway, whatever, something like that. Hey, Rudy Finney, thank you for the last super chat on the wedding, brother.
5.2 inches.
5.2 inches. Man, I got a mean dick. Mean. Remember that. Rudy Finney, thank you for all the support, man. You guys are incredible. Love all y'all so much. Leave a comment that says, this is my giveaway entry. I'm entering in the giveaway, 5.2 inches.
Giveaway.
Yes. Actually, is that a bad word? Does YouTube think that's a bad word? Just put this is my entry, and then put a dick in the comments. That'll be better. Yeah, YouTube will like that better than just put a dick. But you got to put, this is my entry, and then a penis, like a number 8, a bunch of equal signs, then a capital D. But make sure it does not exceed 5.2 inches because that would, that'd be a mean.
It'd be unrealistic.
Yeah, unrealistic. Don't lie to your buddies. Okay. Thank you. We'll see you guys soon. Bye.